Peace to you and yours, wherever you may be. I love you itinerally for free, and very happy to come at y'all today. I'm coming to you about a kind of a serious subject. It is the looming collapse, financial collapse of China's banking system, and what that could mean for us here in the United States. Now, there's one YouTuber who is predicting that this will happen in a little over a month. He has done a few detailed videos. I will have a link to his video in the description because I think it's worth the watch. It's about 20 minutes. But I'm going to try to sum it up for those of you who may not have that time or may not feel that you had that time. So basically what he's trying to say is because of fractional banking, if you don't know what fractional banking is, basically it goes like this. For every dollar that you put in the bank loans out $9 or creates $9 for every dollar that you put in the bank. Or, I'm sorry, they loan out 90% of your dollar, something like that. Anyway, they create money out of thin air. That's the main thing here. And eventually, because of that process repeats itself. So eventually, there's not enough actual money to pay off everybody's money that they believe that they have deposited in the bank. And so there's a run on the banks. And when the banks get in trouble, there's a run on the banks. There's not enough money to pay off the depositors, so the banks default and go down. Now, we've been saying here in this country that China has more American dollars than America does, and China has more gold than America does. And everybody knows that the vast majority of products and services that we use in this country, not services, but products that we use in this country, come from China. And that the backbone of many of the funds, insurance companies, things like that, are being backed up by foreign funds, whether they are, Chinese or Arab or German or whatever. So this is all what we suspect is going on or can prove is going on in certain circumstances. So anyway, when China goes down, when China's banking system collapses, if it collapses, then how can the American economy survive that, or will that affect the American economy? And the answer is, if China goes down in a big way, then America is going to go down in a big way, because one of the things that's going to happen is that all of the stuff that we send for overseas, those folks are going to default on sending it. Okay? So you're going to have a shortage. You're going to have even more shortages than what we already have on items, because how do they process the payment that you send them? It goes to the bank. And the bank is either going to deny receiving the money, or they're not going to downstream the money to those businesses. And those businesses are going to be in desperate need of money, because, of course, many of them are also built upon loans and whatnot. So they've got loans that they need to pay, and they've got expenses and so on and so forth. So the whole thing is it's like when we were kids and we would watch the cartoons, and a little bitty snowball would roll down the hill and become a great big, boulder, if you will, of snow, and then cause a lot of destruction. Only this is a turd, rolling down the hill. So that's what's going on right now, and that's what's looming right now. And I don't know if any of this is true. My feeling, my premise is that it's better to be safe than sorry. It's better to be protected than to see something coming and not make any kind of preparation whatsoever. So as I have said many times in the past, and for those of you who are in disagreement with this, then you just wasted 5 minutes of your life watching this video. All right, so I don't want you to waste the next 5 minutes of your life. But for those of you who are in agreement with what I'm saying, or at least interested in what I'm saying, let me explain it to you like this. If you haven't already seen some of my videos on preparedness, here's the deal. Preparedness is not about being a soothsayer or a fortune teller or something and knowing exactly what's going to happen in the future. It's about hoping that the things that you concern could happen never happens, but being prepared or somewhat prepared if it ever does. That is what it's about. Nobody can predict the exact outcome. You have some folks out here that kind of like doomsday with it. This is what's going to happen, and everybody's going to die, and so on and so forth. I mean, we hope that nothing like that happens on any level. But please, if you haven't started already, get at least a month's worth of food. Get you some water filtration. I know a lot of you want to run out there and buy water, but you can't store the amount of water that you need for 6 months. You might be able to store the amount of water you need for, well, maybe you could store it, but that's not the point. The point is, store what you can, but filtration is better than storage. This thing just came up on my screen about solar batteries, lithium iron phosphate batteries. And, I've been doing this quite a while, so I have multiple layers. But the first thing to do is to start with the food deal, and then move on to other things. So I always advise folks, start with 1 month. Once you have 1 month, work on 90 days or 6 months. From 6 months, go to 1 year. Okay, get those creature comfort type supplies that you need. Like, for instance, toilet paper. We all know during COVID, a lot of people, it seemed like there was a run on the toilet paper and so on and so forth. But hey, try to get the toilet paper that you need, ahead of time. That is, people say, well, hey, you don't need toilet paper, this, that, and that. And that's true. That's if it's just you or the people in your house and y'all all agree on it, that's fine. If y'all don't want to use toilet paper, that's cool. But for me, that's not a battle that I feel like I need to fight when toilet paper is $6 for $1 at the dollar store. You know what I mean? So I spend $60 and you got enough toilet paper for a year, and you'll never have to worry about, a cloth with, that people are wiping themselves with. Everybody got an individual cloth next to the toilet. However that works, you don't have to worry about that. So for me, that's a no-brainer. Gonna spend $60, get enough toilet paper to last us a year. 6 rolls for $1. Okay, but anyway, try to stabilize your money as much as you possibly can. Some of us are invested. I'm a little bit older, and some of us are invested in different things, and it's not really practical to move everything all around and whatnot. But at least you can take a look at it, understand what your risks are and whatever you're invested in, and if you got a pension that's invested in different things, maybe you want to take a look at that situation, and then move your home or your homestead towards higher levels of preparedness as well. But the chief thing is, I just want people to be aware of this situation with China and what might be going on with their finances. or the financial situation over there, because as goes America, as goes China, so goes America. And we're just too heavily invested in China for it to go any other possible way. Anyway, love y'all for free. I could go on for another 15 minutes on this, but I think we covered the most important stuff. Big up to you every time.